What's going on, coding family? Back again, y'all. What's the deal? I hope y'all having a good week. Like, seriously. Ooh, I'm ready for spring. Yes, Jesus, I'm ready. Come on now. Anyway, so today we're going to talk about ebooks. Let's talk about it, y'all. Let's talk about these ebooks. So, I remember taking all 7 of my exams with a physical book. So I kind of wanted to kind of dig into the ebooks. I'm not saying it's bad because, people do learn differently. Everybody learns differently. And I don't want to say ebooks are bad. They are cheaper. And so I've always had the physical book, and I had all 3 books because when you go into the exam for 4 hours, you will need all 3 books. And so I did like a little bit of research, and then you can make your own determination as to what you want to do. Some people prefer to take the exam live with a proctor, and some people prefer to take the exam remote at home. I've done both. I did not like taking the exam at home. So some of the requirements for the exam at home is that you cannot have any people in the room. There can be no pets in the room. You have to have a webcam. You cannot use VPN. Those are some of the restrictions. You cannot have any scratch paper on your desk. You can have your books, and you can have water. When I say water, I mean a clear water bottle. You cannot have a Sprite bottle on your desk. You cannot have anything like that. It has to be a clear water bottle and no scratch paper. So when I was taking the exam with the physical book, I had things highlighted in my book. I had notes in my book. And if you don't know, no, you cannot put Post-it notes in your books. However, what you can do is write notes in your book. So if you go through your coding books, you'll see there'll be pages where you can write notes. Let me just show y'all. When they look at your book, this is what they're gonna do. This is what they're gonna do if you go in person. They're gonna tell you, they're gonna shake your book and make sure nothing falls out. If something falls out that book, or if there's Post-it notes in the book, they will take everything out of that book. All Post-it notes, everything, because you cannot have it in the book. However, you can write notes in your physical book. So this is what I realized about ebooks. Ebooks, when you have an ebook, you can highlight the ebook. You can put a bookmark with the ebook on what section you want to come back to and review, which is good. I think it's good, just like a physical book. I would highlight my physical book but I will put notes in my physical book as well. So with an ebook, you can highlight certain things, you can bookmark it and go back to it. So those are some of the things you can do with the ebook. Now let me say this, is if you purchase an ebook on your own, you have an ebook that you study with, that you utilize on a daily basis. Say you're studying with this ebook to take the exam. Your notes and everything highlighted will not be in that ebook when you take that exam. No. So when I found that out, I was like, that's weird. So you would have to do the highlighting all over again. Notes that you took prior to taking this exam, your notes will not be in that ebook. So, to me, the physical book is so much better. My physical book is tabbed, and this is my preference, y'all. This is not everybody's preference, but anything to make your life easier when taking the exam, because you have anxiety, especially if maybe it's your first time taking it. You may have a little bit of anxiety. You may. I'm not saying that you will, you may, but you want to make things easier for you. So if using the ebook is easier for you, then let it be easier. But for me, the physical book was easier. All my notes are going to be in my physical book when I take it in. All my notes will be in there. Everything I highlighted will be in there because I choose to use the physical book. Now let me say this. You have 2 minutes and 4 seconds to answer one question. And what is the best way for you to do that? To me, process of elimination as well as memorization. You never have to remember procedure codes, diagnosis codes. You can always look those up. But you want to make sure some of the simple things that you want to know right off that. Some of the modifiers that you want to know offhand in memorization. Because remember, you have 2 minutes and 4 seconds to answer a question. So when you're reading a doctor's report or a lab report, it takes time to read everything and get to the answer. So process of elimination is very important, and some things memorization is very important. Medical terminology is very, very important. So if you're just starting out wanting to take the exam, I think that that's great. But make sure that you know some medical terminology before you do. And make a decision on if you want the ebook or if you want to take in the physical book. The ebook, you can open up 2 books at a time. With the physical book, you have all 3 books there. So what is easier for you? For me, it was the physical book. Why? Because my notes stayed in my book as I wrote them down. Certain terms I needed to remember, and I needed to remember exactly what that was. So it's what matters to you, the easiness of it, how you know how you learn. How do you learn? So think about that. Am I going to use an ebook? Am I going to use a physical book? 2 minutes, 4 seconds to answer one question. And you get 4 hours. So what's easier for you? So don't try to think about the cheap route. Think about what's easier for you so you can be at a pace so you can read through these questions and answer them in the appropriate time. And think about memorization, not over diagnosis codes and procedure codes, but think about memorization over small things. Like what's the POS 11 office? Stuff like that. Place of service. What's the place of service? You don't want to have to look up small things like that. Modifiers. If you memorize a couple of modifiers, that'll help you along the way. That way you don't have to be flipping through the book trying to find the modifiers. So it's just certain ways that we all learn, and we all learn differently. So I just want to come on and say that. What works better for you? An ebook or a physical book? No notes on the ebook, but you can highlight. Notes in the physical book, and you can highlight and write. No Post-it notes. So it's your decision. Okay, I just want to come on here and talk about that. All right, y'all. This is From Broken to Blessed. Talk to y'all soon.